Hello, I'm Kristen from Kristen Cain Style. Welcome. I am so glad that you are here. I am a style and mindset coach. For those of you who don't know me, that means that I teach and I share information about how to create a wardrobe you really love wearing. And I also address the sort of hidden causes for not having a wardrobe you love wearing, the kind of underlying reasons that make it difficult for you to get dressed. And those usually have to do with your mindset. And so I combine sort of those two elements, the actual style stuff, the how-tos and the techniques and the strategies and the real nitty-gritty of what to wear and when to wear it and how to wear it, with the what's going on in your mind. What are the thoughts and feelings that you're having about your clothing, about your budget, about your body, about your wardrobe, about your life that are contributing to you not feeling like you love what you have in your closet, you not feeling like you know how to wear it or where to wear it or when to wear it or what to shop for or what to edit. It all gets a bit confusing, and it's really too bad because we have to get dressed every day. And so if we can get to the real heart of what is holding us back with regards to showing up as our very best selves in clothing that we love, everything gets a whole lot easier. And not only does it get easier to get dressed and look and feel amazing every day, it has a ripple effect in our entire lives. So things in other areas start to elevate as a result of us getting dressed and looking and feeling amazing in our clothing. So today I want to talk about a specific topic that I have had different people ask me about over the last 6 or 8 weeks. And I thought, you know what, this warrants a video. So today I'm going to talk about challenging yourself to elevate your style. And by that I mean, what I've been asked is, how do I do it? Kristen, how do I hold myself accountable? What tools can I use to really stick with it? How do I commit? And I mention the committing because in style therapy, which is the way you can work with me one-on-one, if that's something that you're interested in, there's a link down below. It is my one-on-one style coaching package, and we can hop on a consult call and you can ask me all your questions and I can give you a real clear understanding of how style therapy can help you, and we can see if we're a good fit. So that link is down below. One of the steps in style therapy is committing to actually wearing your clothing. Because of where it falls in my style therapy process, my clients are usually excited to actually commit and get to the work of wearing their clothing. And so with regards to challenging yourself, that really is part of it, that there needs to be a sense of commitment to making a change. If we don't change anything, nothing changes. So you need to decide, how committed am I to doing the work of elevating my style? And so I often find that a challenge, I say challenge kind of in air quotes, that a challenge is what we need to give ourselves that sense of accountability and to make it almost feel like a little bit of a game. In some ways, make it feel like there's an end date, like we've kind of capped it, like, okay, I'll do this challenge for X number of weeks, X number of months. It doesn't feel quite as insurmountable or as overwhelming when we break it down into a challenge. And there are rules to follow, I say that loosely, but there are some parameters and rules and guidelines to follow. So it makes it more fun to go along with a challenge. So to that end, I'm going to share some of the challenges that I've done in my own wardrobe and that I have used with clients to kind of kickstart our efforts to show up differently and to get dressed and to elevate and to up-level our wardrobe and our style when we maybe don't feel like it, or when we feel like it, but we're not sure where to start. So you might be asking why? Why do a challenge? And it's quite possible that if you're not feeling like you know the why, then you maybe don't need a challenge. But one of the reasons why is for that accountability that I mentioned a second ago, that sometimes we need sort of parameters and guidelines and a structure to help us make a change. And so a style challenge can give you that accountability. I also find that it's good for a sense of satisfying curiosity. If you're curious about why you're not loving your wardrobe and what's happening when you go to get dressed and why you have all the overwhelm or why you're, handling things the way you are with regards to your style and your wardrobe, the challenge can be used to satisfy that curiosity and to provide the data. So once you do the challenge, you then have, kind of ready-made data that will give you an insight into what's happening with your wardrobe. And then lastly, to relieve boredom, depending on what season of your life you're in, what season of the year you're in, if you're just kind of feeling like you're in a bit of a style rut, a challenge can be a good way to break out of that and to alleviate boredom and to create a little bit more of a little more enthusiasm and a little more creativity when it comes to getting dressed. So now I'm going to run through a few different actual challenges, different ways you can approach this idea of stretching yourself when it comes to getting dressed and getting yourself into the clothing that you maybe aren't wearing or wearing it in different ways than you're used to wearing, different parameters and guidelines to help make that easier. So the first one is to commit to X number of days a week that you would wear an elevated outfit. So I have done this with lots of different clients, and over the last couple of years, I've done it in different ways because we've been home more, and now that we're back out in the world, you have an opportunity to play it however you'd like. But essentially, you're going to pick X number of days per week that you will actually wear an elevated outfit. So for some of my clients, they go to church on Sunday, so that's an easy one day you're going to put on a real outfit, and you maybe volunteer one day a week, so that day you could put on a real outfit. Other clients are home all week, they don't attend church, so they need to come up with a different 2 days. So the day I go run errands, I'm going to get dressed head to toe and put on an outfit I feel amazing in. And one other day a week, I'm going to meet a friend for lunch or go out for drinks, and I'm going to put on a real outfit then. If you're not going anywhere, it can just be on a Tuesday and a Thursday, I am getting dressed and putting on real clothes. There are Instagram accounts that do just this, that through the pandemic, they started to get dressed at least one day a week, and they take photos of what they're wearing that one day, and the entire Instagram account is created around that. So whatever sounds feasible to you, 2 days, 4 days, 1 day, pick X number of days a week, commit to a certain amount of time for the next month. I am going to get dressed in real clothes, head to toe, in an outfit that I feel amazing in at least 2 days a week. And take a picture, document that day that you get dressed, and make notes in your phone about how you felt and how the pieces felt and what you would do differently or what you might need to make the outfit feel even better, so that you are keeping yourself accountable and you are challenging yourself to wear something a little different than you might wear if you didn't have this standing challenge of 2 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever your number is. The next way to challenge yourself with regards to elevating your wardrobe would be to seek inspiration and then use that inspiration to get dressed. So you can do this on Pinterest, you can do it in a magazine, you can do it on Instagram. Select an image that you are inspired by, that feels like it's very much in your vibe or it's very outside of your vibe, whatever feels like what you're going for with regards to this challenge of elevating. And use that image and then take it to your closet and recreate that image as close as you can with clothing that you already own. So it doesn't have to be exact. Don't beat yourself up for not having the exact pieces. Look at the overall elements in that image, whether it's the interesting proportion and the way that that person wears the shapes and puts together two different elements or two different proportions. Whether it's the color, if it's an all black and white outfit, or it's very colorful, or it's very neutral with a little pop of color. Whatever it is about the outfit that you love, find that in your own closet in some way. It does not have to be exact. This is a really good way to exercise your creativity muscle and force yourself to get in there and really consider, how could I wear the pieces I already own a little differently to make me feel a little more like this inspiration picture that I've chosen. Next way would be to focus on a certain category in your wardrobe, to dial in, okay, I really am not sure I love my pants, or I really always default to the same pair of jeans and I have a lot of great pants I'm just not wearing. So for the next week, the next 2 weeks, the next month, I am going to wear a different pair of pants every day or a different pair of pants twice a week. You can mix some of these together, as you can tell, so you could pick a specific category and wear that twice a week, however you want to do it. So I'm going to wear pants. I'm going to wear my pants and make outfits with the different pants that I have instead of defaulting to the same pair of jeans. I'm going to focus on my jewelry. I have amazing jewelry and I never put it on. So every day when I get dressed, even if it's a simple t-shirt or sweatshirt, I'm going to put on a piece of jewelry that I haven't worn and I'm going to see how that feels. And my strong suggestion is, no matter how you choose to challenge yourself, take pictures, because the picture then, when you look back at it, you have a very clear idea of, here's what I wore and how did it make me feel? Here's what I wore and I actually loved that necklace with that shirt. Ooh, this necklace with that shirt, I didn't love that at all. And then you've documented it so that you can repeat it or you can eliminate it and know not to do it again. Again, you're collecting data and this should be fun. This is not meant to create judgment or make you think harsh things about yourself or about the piece that's in your wardrobe. This is just to kind of get the cobwebs out and shake things up a little bit and have you try things a different way. Another way that so certain category, whatever that is, I'm going to wear all my blouses. I'm going to try a different necklace with every t-shirt for the rest of the week, whatever that is. The other thing you could do is if there is a friend or a family member who lives with you, who lives near you, you could Zoom with, who could pick your outfits for you. Or again, if you're not willing to do, entire week or 2 weeks or a month of this, you could have them pick 2 outfits a day or have them pick 7 outfits and wear them over the next 7 weeks, one at a time. Have them shop your closet and choose the combinations, because I have found this is kind of way back where my business began, because I would go into friends' homes or they would come to my home and we would shop each other's closet to help us see things through a new lens, to look at the clothing with a fresh set of eyes, so that we could put things with other things in a pairing that maybe was being completely overlooked by the person who owned the clothing. It's similar, and I've mentioned this before, it's similar to what we do in our rooms. If we always have a certain photo or picture hanging over the sofa or over our bed, or always have a certain thing sitting on our kitchen island, and we don't ever remove it and kind of get clear on, is that really the best piece for here? Or could I put it in a different room? Is that rug, does it always have to be in the front hall? Or could that rug really be amazing in a bathroom or in my office? Whatever. Same idea here. A fresh set of eyes takes away all the stories that you have in your mind about your clothing and allows someone else to look at your pieces and put together new combinations. And so that can be kind of fun as a challenge to have someone else help you make the outfits. The next thing would be to choose a uniform. And I know that this can tend to feel scary for a lot of people. I don't want to have to wear a uniform. I don't want it to be so limiting. But if you enter into a challenge with a set amount of time, 1 week, every weekend this month, for the next month, whatever amount of time feels comfortable for you, if you enter into the challenge with that set parameter, then it doesn't feel like for the rest of my life, I'm going to have to wear this uniform and it's going to be so boring. Instead, you're challenging yourself to see your clothing in a new way and to make outfits, create a uniform and make as many outfits using that uniform as you can. So for example, one of my favorite go-to uniforms is a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and a blazer. So if I were doing this challenge in my own closet, I would take my jeans and all my t-shirts and my blazers, and I would begin to mix and match them and really make new outfits and wear a different t-shirt with a different blazer, combinations I'd never put together before. I would also try a turtleneck sweater under a blazer or a V-neck sweater under a blazer. I would get curious about how many ways can I build this one uniform of jeans and a top and a blazer, and how can I continue to make it look fresh and different. And even if you wear the same thing, if you wear that uniform every day for a week, a lot of times you will find, a uniform makes getting dressed so, why do parochial schools have uniforms? Because it's so easy to get dressed. And it takes the guesswork out. There is no bumbling around in your closet in the morning trying to figure out what goes with what, because if you've got a uniform, you know the pieces that work and you know the components to pull together to look put together and amazing. So if you wear that one uniform for a week, see how you feel at the end of the week. You know what? I wore a blazer and jeans and a t-shirt every day this week, and there were 5 of those outfits that I absolutely loved. And there were 2 misses. There were 2 that I put on that I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. This did not translate. That's data. You're learning what you really like and what you really don't like. Maybe you wear that for a week thinking that you really would have loved it, and you're like, blazer and t-shirt and jeans that is not my uniform. I do not love that. I would rather be boots and a dress and a big scarf, or a skirt and a big chunky sweater and a pair of sneakers. Whatever the uniform is, see how many combinations you can make that fall within that uniform and wear them and collect the data, take the photo, write the notes so that you know what's in your closet and how it can work for you. The next way is to create a capsule. And I might as well just tack on right after the uniform, we'll go right to capsule. Capsules tend to scare people. Most of my clients are super hesitant to wear a capsule wardrobe or to decide they want to try a capsule wardrobe, even if we're not getting rid of anything and we're just leaving in the closet the pieces that are in the capsule and boxing up the rest for even a couple weeks. It tends to bring up these feelings of lack and kind of panic and, oh my gosh, I'm not going to have enough to wear and I won't have any choices and it'll be so boring and it'll be such a struggle. what I find is the exact opposite. Most of my clients are already wearing 20% of their wardrobe 80% of the time. So they are wearing a capsule that includes 20% of what's hanging in their closet. And if you do that intentionally and you choose those pieces intentionally, you will be amazed at the number of outfits you can create and at how much freedom and ease you feel when it's time to get dressed, because you've eliminated the 80% that you're not wearing anyway. And so with regards to creating capsules, you can do this a number of ways. You could create a capsule kind of like you would if you were going on vacation and you were going to be away for 7 days or 10 days or 2 weeks, and you would just put in one area of your closet the pieces that you would wear on that vacation. You don't have to leave your house. You don't really have to move anything from your closet. I would just corral the pieces that you are including in your capsule into one area so it's easy to pull from and you're not tempted to pull from the other pieces. And then pretend you're on vacation. Pretend that is literally all that you have, and mix and match and make outfits and take pictures and take notes and collect the data about how it feels to just wear a really intentional collection of pieces for an extended time. You can also do, probably you've seen this on Instagram, if you search for it, it's, I believe, called the 10 by 10. So you would pick 10 pieces from your wardrobe and you would wear them for the next 10 days. And you would just mix and match them in as many ways as you wanted to and see how that feels. The idea for me with regards to challenging ourselves in our wardrobes is to get creative and to understand what we actually need and love and want in our wardrobes, and what's excess, what's unnecessary, what really doesn't serve us. I just feel like it's a nice experiment to really get clear on if we're not loving our wardrobe already, and even if we are, if we're loving our wardrobe, it's still kind of fun to mix things up a little bit and try some different guidelines and limitations with regards to how we get dressed, so that it ups our game with regards to being more creative and being more intentional and being more aware of how certain pieces serve us and how many ways they can be worn and if we really love them and how we like the fit. It just really gives us more to go on when it comes to getting dressed and to editing and to shopping. We know ourselves better and we know our clothing better. And when you're bored and you feel like, oh, there's nothing in here I want to wear, I find that before you shop or before you edit, it's kind of fun to embark on a challenge that will shake things up a little and make you see what's already hanging in your closet in a slightly different light. The last challenge I want to mention is one that I did for myself many years ago. I captured it on YouTube. I will link it up here. It is the Wear Everything in Your Wardrobe Challenge. And I've had lots of comments on this over the years, and I have done it more than once, even though I have only documented it and shared it here once. It is essentially wearing every single piece in your wardrobe with regards to, you're not wearing a bathing suit if it's, the dead of winter and it's freezing cold, but you are wearing every single piece that is hanging in your closet that is not formal wear, that is not workout wear. You could do those categories separately, but we're talking about the main bulk of your wardrobe. And in the video, I'll link how you do it, but essentially you're going to create some separation. I usually do this with a ribbon tied on the rail in my closet. And after I've worn something, I move it to the other side of the rail. You can also do it with the way the hangers face. So if you usually have your hangers facing the rail, you can hook all of the hangers from the back side, and as you wear a garment, turn them over. What you want is an indication that you've worn the piece, that you've moved it to the other side. With the folded items, you can use a file folder or a record album, something flat that would slide in the stacks that you can keep moving down as you've worn each thing. I find it a little easier to just make room for an extra stack so that once I've worn something, I can fold it and move it to another stack. I have more tops than bottoms, so I usually rewear the bottoms while I'm working my way through the tops. It is totally fine to reuse garments. The goal is to make your way through your entire wardrobe as quickly as possible. So you're not taking, a year to do this. You are being really intentional. And if it's Monday morning again and time to get dressed, the next thing that's up, you don't have to wear that next piece, but you don't want to go back to the other side of the ribbon and choose something you've already worn before if you haven't worked your way through. What this does is it shows you what you're not wearing, and it shows you why you're not wearing it. I have also shared here before the tale of the red leather blazer. I had a red leather blazer that I was sure was a favorite piece, and when I finally wore it, because it would hang in my closet and I would just think of it as a favorite, when I finally wore it, I realized it was very uncomfortable. It hurt my elbows, in the crease of my arm. It was uncomfortable because it was tight and stiff. As a red leather blazer, it was not something like a bomber jacket that I was going to wear enough to break it in. So I let it go. And it was a really eye-opening experience for me because I had thought that this blazer was going to be a favorite in my closet forever, and I was just kind of saving it for the right occasion. And in fact, it was hanging there taking up space, and it was never going to be a favorite because I didn't love how it felt on my body. And this challenge of wearing everything in your wardrobe forces you to get the pieces on your body and wear them and see how they perform and how you feel and how you look and what you like and what you maybe don't like. And it is a much different experience than just looking in your closet and deciding, no, I still like that, or even pulling something out of your closet on a day when you're maybe editing and trying it on and looking in the mirror and thinking, no, it's cute and it's comfortable and I like it. Because to do that with the red leather blazer, I liked it, I loved it. It was comfortable, it was pretty, but to wear it all day, it was not. And so getting in your clothing and actually wearing everything is a really eye-opening way to elevate your wardrobe by eliminating what isn't working and really identifying what you're hanging on to that isn't serving you and what you're underutilizing. Because I also, in these challenges, found pieces that I was not wearing as often as I could have been, and pieces that I loved once I put them on way more than I thought I did. I wasn't really giving them enough airtime. And so by forcing yourself to work your way through your closet and get every piece on your body, it just becomes really clear. It's more data, and it becomes really clear what is working and what's not, and what you should probably have more of and what you should have less of, and what you should be utilizing in a new way or a better way, and what you should be letting go, all of that. So those are my challenges, kind of some ideas for challenges for those of you who specifically asked, and for anyone who's just feeling a little bored and kind of like you're in a rut and you just want to shake things up a little. You just want to get into your closet and really experiment with what's in there. These different challenges, any one of them alone, any combination of them, will get you into your clothing and get you hopefully to see it in a different way and to try things that are a little bit different than maybe the way you've been doing things, and to really get a little more clarity on what you really love with regards to your clothing and what serves you the most in your day-to-day life. I just feel like it's an easy experiment. The clothing's already hanging there, and changing up something, creating some element of accountability, so that you can hold yourself, in that space of, okay, I challenged myself to do this. I committed to do this for a week, for 10 days, for a month, for 3 months. And I'm going to try it. You learn a lot on the other side. I've seen that in my own life, and I have seen it with countless clients, because this is some of the work that we do in style therapy. The committing part looks different for each client because each client has a different situation that they're bringing, and some clients do wear all their clothes, some don't, but the committing at the end is really the next level. It takes you from understanding it intellectually and having that knowledge of what to do to the place where you're actually embodying it and you're kind of metabolizing it, because you're now actually in the clothing doing the work and putting the pieces on. And so I like a challenge. So I hope that some of these are sparking enough curiosity for you that you might want to give them a try. If you have any questions, just drop those down below and I will be happy to answer them. I am doing Instagram live Q&As every Tuesday over on Instagram at Kristen Cain Style, and I would love to see you over there. I can answer your questions, and you can re-watch all the replays from over 1.5 years. So there are lots of very interesting, very amazing questions that I have done my very best to answer. If you have any questions about style therapy, there is a link down below for all the details, and also a link to schedule a consult call if you'd like to hop on one of those. They're an hour, there is no charge for those, and we can see if we're a good fit and get you rolling into a wardrobe that you love wearing. But start with a challenge. I look forward to hearing who tries it and how it goes. I'm gonna pick one of these and do it myself, and maybe I'll report back here. Thanks so much. I hope you have a beautiful day.